Well, hello, Philippine NARS listeners and followers. How are you all doing? Good, we hope. And as you know, Philippine NARS is brought to you by the PNANV, or the Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada, in collaboration, of course, with our favorite radio station, PHLV Radio. So thank you for joining us today. Well, this is a special week. This week is Nurses Week, and it is celebrated yearly from May 6 to May 12. It's the time to thank all our nurses for all the wonderful and important job that they are doing. This is also the time to recognize the outstanding nurses in our community. So the PNANV gives out what we call the Tanglaw Awards to deserving nurses every 2 years. So we invited 2 members of the Tanglaw Awards Committee from the PNANV. So please welcome Elizabeth De Leon Gamboa and Dr. Victoria Squire, who are joining us via Zoom. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Happy Nurses Week.
Good evening. Happy Nurses Week, and thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. Victoria, I can't see you, but anyway, yeah, there you are. All right. Well, thank you, guys. So Ms. Elizabeth De Leon Gamboa is a past president of the PNANV. She's now an advisor. She's also part of the, well, I don't know if you want to mention this. You go ahead and introduce yourself, Lisa.
All right. So, as Ate Doris has said, I'm one of the past presidents of PNANV and currently serving as an advisor. I'm very proud to be the chair of the Tanglaw Awards. This is the second time that I chair this program, and we're very proud to honor our nurses for all the work that they do, for all the innovation, and all the service that they provide to our community.
All right. Very good. And Dr. Victoria Squire is joining us from Reno. Victoria, you want to say something about yourself? She's also a board member of the PNANV, but she is our go-to person out there in the north.
Hi, yes, I'm also on the committee with Lisa, and last year was part of the selection. And it's done in a manner that's very fair and integrous, where we redact the names and the identifying pieces that would not allow us to have a bias. So what's nice is that we're able to then make selections based on the actual criteria that qualifies a candidate.
Okay. All right. Well, Victoria, we were going to ask that a little later, but Dr. Victoria Squire is a professor who is teaching at Unitech University in Reno, correct? And she's responsible for teaching the nursing students who would be then LPNs, correct?
Actually, I am a professor for an adjunct faculty in a school for a doctorate program in Los Angeles.
My bad. Okay, well, there you go, folks. Okay, so now, well, thank you for joining us today, and I have a few questions for you guys so that our listeners can actually know what the Tanglaw Awards is all about. So, and you can tag team to answer these questions. Why did you choose the word Tanglaw for the PNANV Signature Awards?
Okay, so Tanglaw in our vernacular, Tagalog, is to light one's path, right? And, you know, as nurses, we are associated with Nightingale's lamp. And why is it very significant to have that light? Is because Florence Nightingale used that lamp during the Crimean War.
Right.
Whenever she would go to the camps where they have to heal the wounded soldiers and stuff. So that is the history of why we have this light. So Tanglaw is associated with Nightingale's lamp, and it's guiding our path. And these nurses are really beacons of light.
All right, very good. So, how did the Tanglaw Awards of the PNANV come about? What's the history? Why we decided to, make these our awards?
Well, why we have started the Tanglaw Awards is that we have seen that so many of our members that excel in various fields of nursing. So we have clinical nurses, we also have educators, we have researchers and all that, but we have not seen them, being recognized by award-giving bodies. And we have thought about this as a board, as well as these past presidents, and we also have an advisor. And we formed the group for the awards committee. And so we have decided, okay, since we have all these leaders and trailblazers in various fields of nursing, it's about time that we recognize them. And so that birthed the Tanglaw Awards.
Okay, very good. So, can you tell us what are the categories of the Tanglaw Awards?
Victoria, you want to take it on?
Victoria, you want to take that?
So the categories were in the areas of patient care, in contributions to community and our practice, as well as even in the areas that are not direct patient care, and quality in leadership and education.
So just to follow up on that, the categories that we have actually 9 categories. First one is a clinical impact. So Victoria mentioned about the clinical practice, right? And then the patient care. So we do honor not just the direct patient care providers, but also the indirect care providers, which would be like the specialty patient care delivery, and as well as the case managers, utilization review, discharge planners, and clinical education. Then the other category is the academic impact. Just like Dr. Squire, we do have a lot of educators. So we want to honor those that teach and are involved in the education across the academic preparation, from CNAs, LPNs to RNs, and even to the doctorate program like her. Right. And we also have the scholarship and research. So these are the nurses that conduct studies that have very huge impact, in creating knowledge as well as programs for the nursing profession. And she mentioned also leadership and administration, those who have involvement in organizational policies as well as legislative initiatives. Then she also mentioned service impact. These are actively working nurses who are engaged in the community service outreach. Kind of like what happened before during the COVID, right? People were on quarantine and, we had all the precautions. But some of these nurses were out there, in food pantries, vaccinating people, that kind of stuff. And then the Nightingale Legacy Impact. This is the category which honors even those who have retired already from the nursing profession, but they're out there serving the community, and they're really supportive of PNA. Then, of course, we have the Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's a combination of all these things, when you have the Lifetime Achievement Award. Somebody that's pioneered projects or programs that we can say, have been very innovative and trailblazing. And then, of course, we do honor our community partners, and that would be the Pearl of the Orient Award.
Very good. Well, thank you for that, Lisa and Victoria. Now, Victoria, can you tell us about the nomination process and the judging process?
Yes, we open up a period of time where they are nominated. We put the word out to the community, to all the different facilities, and it's open for, I'm not sure how long, and then we collect those nominations. And from there, we have a committee that will not only gather that information, but then will redact the identifying names and things that could potentially create a bias if we were to know who that individual is. So with that, we're able to then take the nominees and put them into the categories and start to judge by the merit of those criteria.
You have some criteria for the judging, right? Believe you have the Rubik measurement.
Scores them on each of those categories that are in the criteria, and afterwards we then tally the scores.
Okay. All right. So education also comes into play in the judging, correct? And their work as a nurse. What else, Lisa?
There's also the inclusivity, any initiatives that they have. Since we are a minority group, we're immigrant population. So there's that consideration if they have initiated any projects that promote inclusivity and equity.
Inclusivity and equity. And of course, their behavior as the quintessential nurse, correct?
Yes.
Very good. So you're done with the judging, and I know that the nominations and the judging have been really pretty fair. So this is pretty exciting, really, for us, our organization. So the first winners of the Tanglaw Awards were announced 2 years ago, and definitely they were top in their field. So let's show a little short video from the previous Tanglaw Award winners. Very good. I know I was there 2 years ago, and that was very, very exciting for all of us, since it was the first time that we have ever awarded these types of awards. So, Lisa and Victoria, the Tanglaw Awards are the signature awards of the PNANV. What challenges have you encountered in coordinating and presenting these awards? And is there room for improvement?
Yes, definitely. There is room for improvement in any kind of process. So we've identified that in the next 2 years, when we have the nomination link open, we will also not only put in there what are the qualifications, but also what we are looking for, how we're actually grading. Because sometimes, they know this person, they nominate because this person has done so much in the community. However, there are no substantial evidence provided. Then the other thing too is the notification of nominees, because if the nominator has not submitted enough evidence, to substantiate the nomination, then it would weigh less, right? Because
Right.
if it's just written in an essay but has no like form of certificate, award, stuff like that, we can't really put value. We can't vet it or verify it. So notifying these nominees and giving them a chance to provide these evidence, then that would really be beneficial, for these nominees.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is I think it's very important that this year, we haven't done this in the last 2 years, so even the nominees will be recognized, because to be nominated by someone or an entity, that means that they do value your contribution, right? So
Right.
this year, we're actually recognizing the nominees as well.
Very good. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. The nominees have to be notified so they can provide better, maybe information or that the nominator was lacking. And let's see. Yeah, it's an honor to be nominated, right, Victoria?
Yes, absolutely. And I do think that even the recognition of a nomination is very valuable and again, because we are honoring their service and activities, that it's important to even recognize that was noticed.
Yes, yes. Very good. All right. Well, hey, are you guys excited about the winners this year? I know the judging has been
Yes.
completed, and can you tell us a little bit about what the nominees were all about? I mean, you can tell us not their description, not their names yet, because we don't want to,
Lips are sealed.
our lips are sealed. Your lips are
Yeah.
sealed. You're part of the committee. So, what about the nominees this year? What do you think about them?
Oh gosh, they're awesome. When we were redacting the nominations, we're like, oh wow, this person has done this, has done that, or is head of a big hospital system. I mean, which, my goodness, when you think about what the accomplishments are of these people, you're going to be in awe. Just reading them, and just really very proud that our members, our Filipino nurses, actually, this is a little clue, it's not just all Filipino. Remember, you don't have to be Filipino to become a member of PNANV. So these are Phil-Am nurses that we are recognizing.
Very good, very good. And, Victoria, why do you think awards are important for, for nurses?
Well, nursing is particularly because of the fact that we're not always
Recognized.
seen as we just were recognized in the documentary. So a lot of our work goes unnoticed, and every opportunity we can to lift each other up and show the world what we're doing and the great things that our impact is having on our communities, it should be recognized.
And I totally agree. That gives you a boost in your morale too. The fact that what you have done is really noticed, right? Okay, so can you tell us about the impending gala? I know it's coming up this Saturday, May 10th. Lisa?
Yes, time to party, nurses. It's going to be on May 10 at the Orleans Resorts and Casino. It's at 6 p.m. So come in your formal attire or your Filipiniana like this. And we're going to honor all our nurses because it's Nurses Week. And we're going to have some dancing and great food. So please join us.
Yes, the tickets are still available, so you guys can go to pnanv.org, our website, and you can still purchase them there. So anyways, Well, what, so because it's Nurses Week, what is your message to the nurses about Nurses Week and about the Tanglaw Awards?
You want to go first, Victoria?
My message to the nurses is that we should celebrate all our, even the smallest of victories, and that, it's often not captured when we're being given, trinkets in our facilities, and a lot of times there's not so much appreciation for the nurses. And when we are able to celebrate ourselves, regardless of what the rest of the world is saying about us, it's still something we should really encourage our next generation of nurses, and to still continue to view it positively, because it's not just a week or a day. It's really, this is our lives as nurses, and it shouldn't end with a week. Again, let's just celebrate every opportunity we can.
Yes, I totally agree. Lisa?
So I really am very much into promoting self-care. Therefore, we've written this Caring Starts With Me, Ako Muna, or Me First. Why was that self-care program created? It's because as nurses, we take care of everybody, right? That's our calling, to serve and take care of patients, our community, our families, etc. But who takes care of us? Nurses. Remember that it's so important to fill your own cup first so you can give to others. And it's also very important for us PhilAm nurses to think, after seeing that Nurse Unseen documentary, we cannot just be there standing on the sidelines anymore. We need to be out there. We have our voice. We need to use our voices. And as a nurse, you can be that one little candle, be that light, in this world, but you have to start from within. You have to take care of you first so you can take care of others.
That's very good and very appropriate, Lisa, because also May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm glad you brought that up. And yes, these are some of the signature projects of the PNANV. And so the last question is, what do you think the impact is of our organization to the young nurses out there and to the current nurses that are working? Is there a great impact coming from our the activities that we do? I think we do.
I think it's impactful for our younger nurses to see that we represent, and that we're also in those circles that are being recognized out there, and not just that others are doing it, that we can too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so if I may just add to that, I was just at another hospital this morning, and I met with a lot of nurses, and not just RNs. There were CNAs, there were student nurses, and LPNs as well. And I wanted to, just really tell them, this is where you can belong. PNANV is like a family, where you will grow. You have camaraderie, you have networking, you have people that will support you. And I'm just very, very proud to say that we have had students, we've seen them while they're learning, and then now they're professionals. And this PNANV is their home as professional nurses now. So it's very important that we stay active and really reach out to these nurses so we can provide the support that they need.
Very good. It's called Nurturing Our Young, right? Very good. So, Well, ladies, I know this is short and sweet, but I do want to thank you very much for coming to the program today and to talk about the PNANV, our gala, and the Tanglaw Awards. I know this is an exciting time for us. I know this awards is only taking place every 2 years, but the winners and the nominees are really stellar. So getting this award is really pretty important for us. And the PNANV Gala is happening this Saturday on May 10th at the Orleans Hotel and Casino. And the gala is a yearly fundraiser for the PNANV, and the awards are an added bonus actually to our event. So we will be having a follow-up podcast that we will be announcing the winners of the Tanglaw Awards. So stay tuned. In the meantime, we wish you all a happy Nurses Week. Thank you again for joining us today. Please be safe and be well. Until next time, this is Doris Bauer, your Philippine Nurse host, signing off for now.